Hi, I'm Roman Molino Dunn. I'm the composer for the film Snakehead. So my musical approach to this film was centered around two main themes. One that represented Chinatown in all of its glory and all of its darkness, and then one theme that represented the humanity in the film, so loss, familial love, beauty, sadness. And then the challenge, as it is with any film really, was to interweave these themes and have them dance on top of the other music that keeps the more immediate narrative on the screen moving along. And so Chinatown in the film was presented as an actual character, and because the film had a lot of beautiful sequences of Chinatown without dialogue, I was really able to explore the character of Chinatown musically without getting in the way of the dialogue. The Chinatown theme is in 3/4 meter. It's a dark march, which eventually becomes quite grand and Venetian in its final form in the film. And so it's not really very typical of grand marches to be in a minor key, but that's what I felt the film needed to be both dark yet romantic in order to represent the allure of this place that so many immigrants have passed through over the centuries. And in that first appearance of Chinatown's theme, you'll hear there are two melodic lines in counterpoint with one another, each representing the plight of our two matriarchs. So essentially, I created a dark yet romantic march with two melodies instead of one, currents of differing intentions coexisting in a gritty world. Our protagonist, Sister C, is a person who was a victim of human trafficking, and her heart was dead set on finding her daughter. So her music was that of motherly love, of longing, of beauty, of sadness, of all the things human that can be exploited and go wrong. Essentially the human condition. So in contrast to a lot of the music in the film, which was quite dark and gritty, Sister C's music is a melancholy string ensemble with moments of singular violins poking through the texture, sonorities of sadness that point out the true meaning of enduring hardships, in her case, which is the love of a daughter. So this struggle to find her daughter and to remain loving, even in the face of human trafficking, really is the humanity of the film, at least musically. And as Chinatown is presented to us, Sister C's theme is woven in and eventually fully integrated to Chinatown's theme. On the other hand, our antagonist and contrasting matriarch, Dai Ma, her theme is actually a harp tremolo that swells through its melody, meaning that it was recognizable, yet it was textural enough to form a background for the dialogue. And to that end, it's a harp that's recorded in such a way that it's darker and slightly distorted. Much like our antagonist, a sweet instrument who's been abused and now perpetuates a cycle based on misguided rationales. Without giving away too much about the film, what happens musically eventually is that Sister C's theme and Chinatown's theme converge and dance back and forth. And that duality of Chinatown's theme, which was two melodies playing in counterpoint, starts to become more singular melodically. And so in some ways, what I was hinting at was that Sister C is eventually becoming Chinatown and their themes are becoming one. So where originally this was a march representing Chinatown marching through time, it eventually becomes a march of the matriarchs with one of them prevailing.